But with that being said, man, there was a lot of talk of Santa Claus, and we need to all start telling our kids Santa Claus don't exist for reasons that make sense. And everybody has their reason as to why they want to keep the dream alive. So with that being said, how do we feel about telling our kids about Santa Claus?
I'm conflicted, honestly, because my initial inclination is to go, you don't need to know no shit about.
Wait a minute, what did you just say?
Come on now, don't do that. All right, let me simplify it for this guy.
No, keep going.
My first thought,
because that's what I would say.
my first thought was based on how I grew up. My mom told me ASAP. I think I was in like the 2nd or 3rd grade. She told me straight up, I worked too hard to let some fat white man get the credit. Nigga, I buy them Christmas gifts. Oh, all right, cool. So I asked you then.
Mom said that?
Yeah.
Word for word.
Word for word. I'll never forget it, bro.
This must have been before the church days.
Yeah, this is, boy, I'm in 3rd grade. This is like
she
91 or some shit. Like, nah, this is way before church ball. So I didn't give a shit about Santa. Like, I still cared about Christmas. I ain't give a shit about Santa. Like, I ain't never leave a glass of milk out and some cookies. You know what I'm saying? I never, none of that goofy shit.
We did. You don't remember.
It wasn't my choice. I was just, hey, Jared, come here and cook these cookies for Santa. Okay. Like, I ain't give a shit. But I'm conflicted because although I don't want to sell my son this facade of Santa because I think it's honestly pointless, but I get the perspective of some parents wanting their kids to have something to believe in or to be looking forward to something or to teach them to believe in some shit or whatever. But I still think kids can have dreams and be ambitious without having to believe in made up characters for, reasons that have nothing to do with the actual holiday. You know what I'm saying? You can celebrate Christmas without talking about Santa Claus. You can celebrate Easter without mentioning the fucking Easter bunny. You know what I'm saying? Like just shit like that. So
before I get into my side of things, I want to ask a brief question. Are we hating on Santa Claus? Are we jealous of Santa Claus? Meaning that when the kids open those gifts and they say, man, Santa Claus got me this. And you be like, yo, fam, I bought that shit.
Fuck yeah.
Santa Claus ain't buy that shit. I bought that shit. I work hard.
Bro, I don't let no man take credit for the work that I do, bro. It don't matter. Okay. Santa Claus, Ricardo from around the corner, nigga, you.
Niggas hating on
like,
Claus.
Nah, bro. Like, you don't get that respect, my nigga. Like, then you just get pushed to the back. Like,
now,
nah. I don't need to be on the front lines all the time, but, bitch, when it's time for me to do what I do as a father or a boyfriend or a brother or a son or whatever, like, that recognition go here. That go ahead.
So we have established that Santa Claus is being hated on. Now, when I was 5, so you must have been 2. That's why you probably don't remember.
3.
Oh,
you 3 years older than me, pardon.
I was 5. I remember being 5 because I remember.
No, man, our birthdays is a week apart, nigga. Like,
I'm 3 years older than you, fam. I'm 36. You're 33.
Oh yeah,
so if
you're
I'm
right.
5, you was 2.
God damn it.
So
trying to get myself extra land.
I remember where I was, and I remember this moment. We was with Aunt Stephanie and Uncle Barry. You remember staying with them?
In Virginia?
No, in Princeton, New
Nope.
Jersey. Okay, so you don't remember staying with them. Unless it was just me. I'm pretty sure Mommy just ain't dropped me off. I think she dropped the both of us off. That was the thing.
No, I was the favorite.
No. All right, whatever. All right. Let me continue. So I remember them baking cookies. That's how I remember it. I remember baking cookies and everything. And I remember bedtime came, and I remember I looked out the window, and all I could see was stars, and I was wondering which one was Santa Claus. And I got to thinking,
Fucking punk.
I got to thinking at that age. I said, now how is this like?
And another thing that like made me like, I'm sorry, but we never had a fucking chimney. How this nigga getting in here?
That's where I was getting at till you cut me off. Right? It's like
my bad.
I'm looking up at the sky, and all I see is stars. And some stars move quicker than others. Some was airplanes. You didn't know what it was. When you 5, you got the imagination. Like, yo, that's moving. What's that? An airplane, a rocket ship, anything. Or maybe that's Santa Claus. Make a long story short, it just never made sense to me about how this guy could travel all across the world and get everybody their gifts, jump down the chimney. I don't remember nobody telling me Santa Claus wasn't real. I just think I got the gist of it. Or it might have been those times Mom just brought the gifts in. See, Mom never told me that there was no Santa Claus. You just always saw the gifts. You know, there's sometimes no gifts was wrapped up. The gifts was just there. But with that being said, my son, who's 5 years old, last week or 2 weeks ago, asked me if Santa could get him a gift. Now it was
You sat there for a second.
it was the glare in his eyes to where I'm like, man, you know what? If you like this, I love it. You know what I'm saying? To where if you really believe in Santa Claus and it makes you feel good, I'm okay with that. I don't personally care. And I wouldn't tell him Santa isn't real just to boost myself up or just to, you know what I mean? Like I didn't want to burst his bubble. If this means that much to you, I'll make sure Santa gets the message that you want this gift.
If my son is anything like me, which it seems a lot like he really is, he don't give a fuck about no Santa. He just want what he want when the time comes. I really believe that. And I look at my son and stuff that he wants, bro. That boy will laugh. He will start crying over something he wants. And the moment he gets it, he starts laughing. Like, it's crazy. Like, the moment that shit is in his hands, it goes from,
Well, that's fake. Oh yeah, that's
like, yo, when I say crying,
Sucker.
I mean extremes though, and extreme screaming and loud. It's like, all right, man, here. And I kick him in his ass like, you little punk. You know what I'm saying? So I get it though. And also, I don't want my kid to be the one kid in class. And everybody's like, Santa this. He like, man, that nigga ain't real.
Right. And then that kid take it to school and then he didn't ruin
He go
everything
home,
for those other kids.
he ruined it for his siblings.
Right.
He ruined it for his cousins and shit. You know what I'm saying?
And then you got Timmy and Tommy go home. Mom,
Jay said there's no Santa Claus. Well, I want to talk to Jason's dad.
Now we got beef with the whole, you know what I mean?
Jay, did you tell your son who told my son that there's no Santa Claus? Yeah, I told him. Yeah, matter of fact, hey, little Bobby, Santa ain't real, yo. That's your dad and the costume. Now. Now, fuck you want.